Shout out to Derek Birch for sending me this story right here, and it's coming out of Louisiana. And this story actually happened last year, but an update that's coming forward now. But this is my first time actually talking about it, first time ever hearing about it. And this story right here is as disturbing as they come. So in this picture, you see two women. On the left is a woman by the name of Felicia Marie Nicole Smith. And on the right is a woman by the name of Hannah Nicole Barker. And these two women are some of the sickest women in society right now. And if everything goes forward with what could happen to them, especially to the one on the right, the society will be pretty much fair and good without her. So what happened is that this woman, by Hannah, the white woman on the right, she had a son. Her son's name was Levi Ellerby. He was, I guess, a child she had in a previous relationship. Which, before I go any further, these two women right here were in a relationship with each other. So I'm guessing that they were lesbians. They had to be. So what happened was this woman, Hannah, had, her girlfriend, the black woman, Felicia, set her child on fire. Now, mind you, the child is still like the child was probably not even a year old, but based on the pictures that I'm looking at, she had the child be set on fire and then came up with a story saying that the child was kidnapped. When I saw that, I said, that reminds me so much of Susan Smith back in the 90s. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this article and see what else we can find out. It says a Louisiana woman accused of orchestrating a murder that left her infant son dead will face the death penalty if she's found guilty. Well, hopefully she is. According to Town Talk, the state of Louisiana intends to seek death against Hannah Nicole Barker in connection with the 2018 murder of her 6-month-old son, Levi Cole Ellerby. Barker, who pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder charges, initially claimed her baby was kidnapped by strangers. Prosecutors alleged her story was a complete fabrication made up after Barker told her former girlfriend, Felicia Marie Nicole Smith, to kill the boy. Prosecutors also said they're seeking the death penalty due to extreme circumstances of the case after Barker allegedly engaged in the perpetration and attempted perpetration of cruelty to juveniles and second-degree cruelty to juveniles. As Crime Online previously reported, on July 17th, 2018, Barker claimed two unknown men knocked on her door at around 9 p.m. and sprayed her in the face with what she thought was mace. Now, remember how I just said that this story sounds like something out of Susan Smith's catalog. What did Susan Smith do? She drowned her two kids in the tub and then claimed that it was two black men came and kidnapped her children and then killed them. She used almost the same story here. The only difference is she only had one child that was killed and she didn't kill him by drowning, as far as we know. In a reported panic, Barker says she ran away, leaving Levi inside the residence. She stated she thought the attackers were after her and not the baby, although she claimed she had never seen the men before. The descriptions of the two reported men were never released. I can only imagine what the descriptions were. Shortly after the baby was reported missing, law enforcement agencies, including the Louisiana State Police, Northwestern State University Police Department, and the Parish Sheriff's Office, began searching the area for Levi. Authorities discovered the baby with severe burns on his body a little after 10:20 p.m. on July 17th, close to the railroad tracks near Breda Avenue in Nacogdoches. I probably butchered that name. A few blocks from his home. First responders rushed Levi to a local medical center. He was later airlifted to University Health in Shreveport, where he died on July 18th. According to the Region 5 supervisor of the Louisiana State Fire Marshal Office, Lieutenant Jeremy Swisher, the boy had burns over 90% of his body. Barker was arrested on July 25th and charged being principal to first-degree murder. 3 days prior, police arrested Smith on first-degree murder charges. Prosecutors later upgraded Barker's charge to first-degree murder. Swisher later said During Barker's preliminary examination hearing that the crime scene at Barker's home was staged with a back window smashed but not completely broken. He also indicated that authorities traced blood and fingerprints on the window back to Smith. Further, he said no mace was detected inside the home or on Barker's face. So this just proves that this woman just thought out this plan, but she executed it all wrong. The only thing that was successful in her plan was the killing of her child. Swisher also said Barker tried to blame the baby's father, Billy Ellerby, but changed her story when it was determined he had a strong alibi. He added that Barker and Smith were in an intimate sexual relationship with each other, although Barker reportedly said she was using her co-defendant for money and attention. Swisher said plans for the murder began with Barker approached Smith at a local IHOP restaurant in Nacogdoches and asked if she loved her and if she was going to do anything for her, even if it meant going to jail. Barker then allegedly asked Smith to kill her baby boy. Smith supposedly refused at first, but changed her mind shortly after. Smith tried to first tried to shoot Levi, according to Swisher, but the gun jammed. Barker then allegedly ordered her to burn the baby until he was bones, which would get rid of the evidence. Now, mind you, this is the biological mother telling her lover to do this to her child. Now, if y'all don't believe that toxic femininity is real, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth as I read this horrific story right here. The only possible motive insinuated so far was an alleged comment Barker made in court about how hard it was to be a single parent. Barker's attorney argued that the only person with a motive was Smith, who was upset after Barker broke up with her. The defense lawyer also reportedly said Smith claimed Barker was involved in the crime, but no evidence backs up that claim. Swisher said several people who were interviewed called Barker a compulsive liar, according to CBS 19, while others said they weren't surprised that she may be involved with the baby's death. Barker's trial is scheduled to begin in 2020. Prosecutor said Smith will also most likely face the death penalty if found guilty. The suspects will be tried separately. Well, you know what? Do away with both of them as far as I'm concerned. And to be honest, I highly doubt that either one of them is going to walk away from this crime. Like I said, this reminds me of Susan Smith all the way. As a matter of fact, this is actually just probably has a slight edge over what Susan Smith did. Granted, what Susan Smith did was really messed up to her children, and then also to lie and say it was black men that kidnapped them and then killed them. I can assume that she probably used the same description. They said that the description wasn't released, but I wouldn't be surprised if she used the whole black man kidnapped narrative, because that's the go-to one that they love to use. But as far as I'm concerned, both of these women are trash. And like trash, they should get the same punishment that the get the same punishment and the same torture that the child did, and that's burn them like the trash that they are. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.